Okay, so this is the view below deck. So the universal joint, stub shaft, whatever you like to call it. It's a fairly good neck. Looks relatively new actually. Off the back of the gearbox there. Through to the shaft bearing. Again, that looks pretty new to me. Well, certainly the flange stuffing box, flange, whatever you want to call it. It's a beautiful shade of electric blue with all that lovely copper oxide corrosion. And there's the stuffing box bucket or cup, what do you want to call it, which, like everything else, is seized solid. But I mean, it looks fine. There's no leaks around it. Wire brush and a bit of a wipe down, bit of a polish should be fine. And then the rest of the keel, back, retaining bolts for the prop shaft bracket. I'm sure there's probably some ancient nautical name for it, but I'll just call it a shaft, prop shaft support bracket. And then of course the steering up there. So corrosion, rust, standard for everything, for a boat that's not been looked at for a while. There's a little bit of moisture in there, it's a little bit of water, but I think that is from the exhaust from the silencer. Like most silencers, they all capture a bit of raw water. But rather than blow it out the pipe, I think it leaks. Yeah, and just running the engine, I think, maybe. First time I'm going to have a look underneath. So you're going to see what I'm going to see for the first time. Okay, so this is port side, and I've been trying to chase this leak or this dampness. Again, it's been raining pretty heavily, so it could be top down, but I do have a major concern. There's the control arm for the steering. Fuel line back to the old original fuel water separator. Let's have a look over here. For some reason, this has been planed down, presumably to level the flooring, perhaps. But this stringer and the post base is horrible. This is really quite worrying. I still can't determine though the leak. I'm pretty sure it's this corner. I'll just have to keep searching. But yeah, that's a bit of a nightmare. So it looks like there's definitely some, there's water coming down the back here. In fact, this is all very, very damp. There's a bit of rot in there. This is damp down here, so that corner's definitely leaking. It looks like it has been for some time. Just in here. So my hypothesis is that we've got constant dripping and leaking down in that corner, obviously, down in here. But then also on the outside, like the rest of the boat, like the rest of the this beading along here is in quite poor condition. So I'll do the same as I've done on the sides. Sand that back, scrape, sand. And then see if I can't, I might even just throw a coat of something over the back here, just temporarily. Maybe a little bit helps. Although, up the back here, it's quite dry. I haven't felt or seen any dampness. But there's definitely the leak is on that side. So it's running down through the bilge, under the engine, and then it's collecting in the bow. running okay.